Kohayo. Am I even on? Is my mic on? Is this on? Yeah, okay. Okay. Welcome. Hold on. I need glasses. I forgot my glasses. Give me a second. Okay. Mercy Modiste. Save your money lesson. Inspired by disgusting Black Friday. So, I will tell you. Hello. NY5MI. MY. I can't stay to do work. But I can't see the VOD. I can see the VOD. Hope you have an amazing time, Mercy. Yes, thank you. Okay. Due to work. Okay. Apan. Don't die. Hopefully work is easy and goes by quickly. Okay. So my first rule of saving money, and this is gonna be super like in your face and really like rude, but the first rule of saving money is Jesus fucking Christ. Why is it so big? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. We gotta go smaller. Don't spend. That's the period. That's how you save money. First rule, it's not Jesus. It's not Jesus. Kyle. Is don't spend money, okay? If you don't spend money, you automatically save money. But because we are still people and unfortunately influenced by media, and I definitely am gonna frickin' try to buy the Steam frame and the like Steam machine. I have things I want. We are just people, okay? So first of all, okay, we have another thing that I would like to point out as a number one saving tip. Wait. Wait, you actually do educational presentations regularly? I thought it was Teacher's Touch. I did one on the menstruation cycle, and now, because I hate capitalism. The second one is wait, because let's be real, things will go on sale. Okay, things will go on sale. So it could be, if you're willing to wait like at least like maybe 2 years or so, sometimes even less than that, like maybe a month, you'll be able to save a lot of money, right? I waited 2 years for a PS5. I think I can do it. PS5s currently are $600 Canadian. They're on sale. Actually, speaking of PS5, I knew there was a sale on PS5 because I went to Walmart and there's this guy. He came out with his PS5, a ton of controllers, and like a pile of games. So I knew that PS5s were on sale. Yeah, games? Yeah, it's like a whole pile of blue. So, if you can wait for a while, things will eventually go on sale. Mostly because the newer thing, the shiny, okay, well, that's not gonna work. Okay. New, so for example, you wanted the iPhone, right? You wanted an iPhone. Oh my gosh, isn't that amazing? But then the new one comes out, and so the old one goes on sale. Okay? And so the old one goes on sale. If you're okay with going to the one before, the generation before, then you can get it on sale. For example, I can tell you right now that you'll be surprised about like where certain things are from. So I recommend a couple places for consoles, and one of them is Costco. Costco will be at the same price as the regular stuff at the regular console, but you can get a free controller or something like that. Normally, I actually don't buy most of my stuff on Costco though. I don't actually buy my stuff from Costco. So, which is gonna surprise you. I don't buy my stuff from Costco. I actually buy it usually at like Amazon or EB Games. Yeah, CB Games and Best Buy. Because the reason why is because things... Oh, shit. Where's my other button? Ah, there we go. Things go on sale all the time. And sometimes those sales are better than Costco. So, for example, you can probably get yourself a, so for example, they might have like a 10% off sale. Everything, right? Excluding and including stuff. So 10%, sometimes the 10% is more, depending on what the cost is worth more to buy the item at 10% off than to buy the item at full price plus a controller. %, spits on floor, not worth it. See, the thing is, it depends on when you need it or when you want it. How quick do you want the item? How fast do you want the item? There are other ways. If you need it now, like for example, need now. How do you save when you need it now? It's not on sale. It's not, it's not, you know, you need it now because, I don't know, like your work needs it for something. Your work needs a PS5 for some reason. Usually I find that if you need something now, you don't need it now. Unless you're Mercy Modiste, who has a collab the next day and you don't have Mario Kart, okay? In which case, how do you save money? Okay, obviously the first one is coupon codes. Affiliated, whatever. Try to search it up. Sometimes you get 5% off, sometimes 10, sometimes 15. We are not like encouraging theft here, okay? If you cannot find coupon codes, if you can't save on coupon codes, money back credit card. You get a certain amount back based off of the money you have. So in the end, you kind of save some money. You'll be surprised if you already have a money back credit card. Maybe you already have money on there. And you can just go into the app, type that, or use your points or whatever, and you can get it at a discount. You saved it for some reason. Don't be like me where you have money back and then you don't spend it and then the close and then frickin' Hudson's Bay closes and you're out $200 because you didn't spend it. Okay. Don't sit on that cash for too long. Otherwise, you're me. I lost like $200, guys. Maybe Canadian Tire will honor it. They're not gonna honor it, trust. Anyways, you sit on cash all the time. If you need now, there's other things that you can consider. Alternative. For example, you want, you want a fancy smancy, Le Croisette. How about that? You want a Le Croisette. You know, that expensive, cast iron set you always wanted. You can't afford it. Why? Because it's like freaking $1,000. Okay? What if you buy a knockoff or a dupe? I wouldn't recommend a knockoff, but like, you know. Or a dupe. So for example, Walmart sells some, you know, you can get like the, there's a, you know how there's the heart Le Croisette, like little bow pot thing? You can get one similar, but it's like Paris Hilton at Walmart. Which is, well, the same thing, right? Or you can get like something like a cheaper brand, right? Alternative, cheaper brand, for example, like instead of getting Le Croisette, maybe you can get Straub instead. So a slightly cheaper brand where it's still cast iron, just not at that price. Yeah. What do you mean there's a difference? Yeah, a difference in price. So if you look at other brands to see if they have the same thing, would you prefer that? Now, pit holes that we fall into. Pit holes to avoid. This is the hole, okay? This is the hole. You don't want to go in there. Timed sales. Did you know that time sales are illegal? In Canada, you cannot do a time sale. So, for example, 1 hour, only on sale for 1 hour. Those are not allowed. And why would they sell it for only 1 hour? Think about it. What is a time sale? A time sale is today only. 1 hour only. You know? 1 hour sales, blah, 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 blah. Why? Because I guarantee it will go on sale again. I will guarantee it'll make it will go on sale again because they're not gonna just want to get those sales in that hour. They're gonna want to do it again and again and again and again. So if you fall for these time sales or the limited stock buy now, right? You're gonna get duped. I spelled stock wrong. Yeah, I spelled stock wrong. Stock. You're gonna get duped because that stock is gonna come back over and over and over again. Let me remind you guys, the freaking McDonald's, the McRib. How many years have we always heard it's going away forever? Limited time only. Well, it's going away forever. It's back, baby. It's back and never again. You guys ever hear that? It always comes back. Okay? I argue the VTuber merch is exception to timed products. Okay, yeah. There are exceptions, but we're going to focus on, like, things that normally people buy, right? Buy X amount to get this much off. This is a trap hole I see a lot on AliExpress, Temu, Shein, etc. Do not believe it. If it's telling you you need to spend $100 and you can get like 3 things for free, actually, you need to spend $150. Actually, $200. That causes you to go spending. You spend more than what the item is worth. Okay? You spend more than how much the item is worth. So, or free shipping. Okay, so free shipping. Let's do, so those are pit holes. Do not do it. And I think the biggest pit hole that hurts me every single time is if you're in a physical store, sales associate. Pressure. Ah, shit. As humans, if the sales associate was nice to you, if this doesn't even have to be like them nice to you, they're all, it's not even if they help you. Sometimes you feel indebted to do it. Example, you go to a restaurant, they give you the thing, they hand you right in the window, sales tip. But they said that jacket was made for me. Must repay their kindness. This is the guilt trip. You cannot fall for that. Reason why you should not fall. Why? They are still getting paid. Okay? Even if you don't buy from them, they still get money. Okay? They have the base. They have the base price already. They have the base, hourly wage. Unless they do commission, in which case they still get paid. Okay? Okay? So, how do you escape the really nice sales associate that was really nice to you and they helped you so much? What do? Be polite back. Thank you. I don't think this is what I'm looking for exactly. I'll see you next time. Thank you for your help. Unfortunately, this is out of my budget. I'll come back when I make more money. They look away, you run. Okay, yeah, run. Yeah, you sneak out of that store. You go, okay, gotta go. Actually, look at that. Oh, I have a call, emergency, gotta go. Sorry, that was my mother. She broke her hip. I gotta go. So, those are pit holes that we always fall into. So, because we are human, we tend to be like, oh, well, we should, like, do something because they were so nice to us. Why is that psychology so good? Because I'm gonna tell you why that psychology is so good. Spending money on people is easy. Why? Your friend. Your friend wants Bayonetta, I don't know. You, in your mind, you probably, if you wanted Bayonetta, you're like, oh, wait, I need to wait for a sale. But for your friend, you might be like, actually, this is their special day. This is their special day. I'll buy them by Bayonetta. You know? Spoiling your friend is the easiest way to spend money. It is unfortunate. But spending money on your friend is the easiest way to spend money because if you're a selfless people pleaser, you son of a bitch, you will spend more money for your friends. If you go, I wanted this, but it's my friend's, but it's Christmas. I'm going to buy this for my family. You start spending. You start spending, you start spending, and you start spending, okay? So, the psychology is that you spend this because that person is really nice. Technically, you're not spending it on yourself, it's for another person. Therefore, it doesn't count. But it does. But it does, my dear Snippet. It does because you can fall into the trap of being of what I call, and I fall into this trap too, sugaring your friends. You get some money, your friend's in a bad spot. Don't worry about it. I'll pay for dinner. Don't worry about it. I pay. Don't worry about it. This is a treat from me to you. I do this all the time, okay? This is a one in a while thing, okay? Okay? sugaring your friends becomes a habit sometimes, especially if you're making a little bit more money and your friend's in like a little bit more debt. The thing is, there's a pitfall for sugaring your friends, which that your friend will rely on you for a lot of financial things. If they don't sugar you back, it is a one-way street. Okay? If they aren't spending the cash on you back, you know, then that's like a bad that's a bad look. So they have to pay you back, okay? They have to pay you back in some way, whether it's rides, even if it's not rides, maybe it's favors, you know? Make sure that it is one way, because sugaring your friends is so easy. Yeah, mutual sugaring is okay. Sugaring your friends is so easy, and I do this all the time, especially when they're like down on their stuff. But don't go too crazy. Like maybe have a budget for how much you sugar. So budget per person, like per person it's $50, right? Your friends, max I'll pay is $50. Max I'll pay is $100. Okay? Sugar in moderation, because I know that you guys want to do it. Can I sugar them with actual sugar? What are you trying to like lure ants to them? Go, my little ants! Crawl over my friend. Do super chats count as sugaring? I mean, I guess, but they're more donations. I know it's my job, but I really hope that if you guys donate, it's like extra that you have. Okay. Other ways to save money. Alternative. I like this type of stuff. I like this type of stuff because it saves in other ways. For example, use cash only. Some people use this. Use cash only. Now, use only cash, and if anything, if they have like a certain amount, but unfortunately, life nowadays is a lot of cashless, right? So a lot of places is cashless, but if you live in a place that still takes cash, you can use cash only. Because if you get a credit card and your limit is 15,000, let's just say that. I think most credit cards give you like a lot more. You're gonna not see the 15,000 limit. But that's spending the same amount of money. It's less impulsive buys. So, for example, if you have cash only, you start kind of thinking about like, oh, you know, oh, it's on sale. I'm going to just buy it now. Here's my card, right? That's the habit that people tend to have. So you can use cash only, you know, maybe you have $500. This is $500. So yeah, $500, and that is your budget for the week. You know? Like, cash is limited on hand. Okay. Other ways I do this is called pay yourself first. Your bank might be able to do this if it's a more modern bank, where you can set up automation so that anytime you get paid, so for example, you get a paycheck in, it's $2,000, right? You get a paycheck in. Nice. Of that $2,000, your bank will remove 10% of it and put it into savings. And it can auto do that for you, so you can put it right into savings. And then you're does it count if you sell items at pawn shops to get cash? I mean, technically you're saving money, yes. Another way you can do it is GIC. Okay. So, in some banks, at least in Canada, investing a certain amount into a locked, guaranteed income locked investment for a certain amount of time will lock that money up. So, for example, you put in, I don't know, $5,000 into a guarantee investing, like, TFSAs, and you do it for 2 years. Guess what? You can't touch that money for 2 years, so technically you're saving. Because you have that money, it's yours. You just can't touch it. And that is another way you can trick yourself into saving some money and having some emergency cash for, like, another day. Pretty much saving money from yourself. The compound interest, well, it depends on how well the stocks are doing. It won't be easy with bills, but if you have enough money, like you're like, okay, this is my emergency money, I'm gonna put away for a year, you'll probably be like, yeah, okay. A year? I can wait a year. Other ways to save. And this is Mercy Modiste stuff. Mercy Modiste savings. Other ways to save. Obviously, loyalty cards. If you go to a place often, right? You get loyalty cards. They punch the hole in, and a certain amount you get free thing that you would get anyway, that you would buy anyways, so you save it. Loyalty there. Oh my gosh, really? Hold on, girl, wait for me. I gotta wait for chat to go to catch up, because I gotta give you the hot girl wrench. Oh my gosh. That's taking forever. Please catch up quicker. There we go. Add moderator. Oh. Hold on. They flipped it! The standard used to be on top. Okay, hot girl wrench. There you go. So you can get free things if you do them often. So for example, you go to Timmy's or McDonald's often. McDonald's has that, like, the free, like, coffee card. You can get a free coffee after a certain amount, you know? I've been wrenched. You're welcome. Yeah. They do? Do they not do that over there? Do they not do that? Do you guys not have your McDonald's app? Apps! You can save with apps! Over here they don't. Oh, gee, you guys are missing out because if you guys get like a certain amount of points, you can redeem those points for like free stuff. For real? Yeah, at least here in Canada we have it. Like, for example, like free nuggies, and like I think like if you get like 6,000 points and it's like you get 6,000 points, you can get like a free meal, and it's like a whole like Big Mac like combo and everything. The app over here has points but no free coffee. Oh man, okay, they might have taken away the free coffee, but if you go to McDonald's often, you know, the points adds up, right? And then you get the free stuff that you were gonna get anyways. If you go to like, I don't know, Burger King, sometimes they have in-app savings that they hide from the regular people because they want to promote their stinking app and sell your data. But who cares about selling your data when you can save money? Actually, I really care about your data, so like just do like limited and only as needed like data. Share your data as limited, you know? Save money to spend incognito. I actually found that incognito doesn't really work. Incognito doesn't work. Okay. What if you want something? You want something. But it's $100. $100 for free shipping. What do I do then? Yeah, incognito. Incogni is not incognito. What the hell is incogni then? Anyways. Thank you, Sachi Techless, for the 5 supa. Does donating to Mercy save money? You can give me money and then I can save it. For myself. Thank you. I can save money that way. But here's what was I saying? You get if $100, you know, what do I do if it's free shipping? What do I do then? Well, you can do a group buy. Invest in Mercy Coin. I do have pretty good amounts of savings. Thank you, Tagavia, for the 333 tippy whippy. You can save my money. Sounds like a deal. Except for it won't be your money anymore. It's my money now. Group buy. Where you and your friends, you know, this is you. I want to buy this thing. person says, I want to buy this thing too. And another person says, I want to buy this thing too. I want to buy this thing too. Yippee! You all get together. You make a big order. Free shipping, baby. If you do not have friends, there are groups that will do group buys that you can join. You can join a group buy and try to do that, or you can host one. I think there are websites that can like do it. It sounds a little shady, but generally speaking, you can join one, which isn't too bad. So, for example, like everyone's joining in a pre-order of a limited edition good. You can hop in on that pre-order as well. They all ship to one place. You also get the savings. Does that make sense? Okay, here's another way to save money. For example, if you pre-order something, you might have a local store that can get it for you cheaper. Or you have a group of people who will also do a big order, and you can get all of that together. So if your local store, you know, they'll be like, hey, that is a person that didn't look like a person at all. There you go. Hey, we want these, we got information about these cool figures. Who wants to order it? You go in and go, me. Because they are buying in a huge bulk amount. This is supposed to be a box. They have savings. And they don't have to spend the same amount of money that you as an individual, the tiny box, will have to spend. Okay? Blair Witch person, shut up. Other pre-orders things that you can try as well is wait. Or within a pre-order period, maybe they have a 15% off on the pre-order price. So you get a discount for pre-ordering. Yippee! Isn't that nice? And a little bit of savings. Just a tiny little bit of tiny savings. If it's something that you really wanted and stuff. Other things to save money if you want to do like figures and stuff. Used. So for example, you can find like individuals selling the products on their own. Secondhand stores, etc. might be a bit cheaper. I've never heard of a pre-order sale before. You haven't? I've seen like a lot of pre-order sales. Usually that happens with like Kickstarters. Like Kickstarters, I know currently, I think, do you know, I'm not sponsored. Don't think that I'm sponsored. I bought this on my own. Tour Box is like a certain amount of time, like it's a they're doing a pre-order discount right now on like their newest like gadget thing. And board games, yeah, I've seen board games do it as well. So sometimes they do it. So if you buy things second hand, yippee! This is a whole market that may or may not help you. There's also a caveat. The secondhand market might be more expensive. This is the problem with the secondhand market. Includes one of the worst things I hate in humanity. Scalpers. Scalpers will scalp and scalp and scalp, and they'll sell it secondhand. But there are some things you can save a lot of money on secondhand. Example, clothing, unless it's luxurious luxury bags. Clothing, you can get pretty cheap secondhand. Figures generally are cheaper secondhand. Shoes. You gotta be careful with shoes though. And yeah, and if you get and consoles you can get for pretty cheap. I remember one of my friends buying an Xbox One for really cheap because they saw a Craigslist ad. Basically, I think they bought it for $25 because the woman who was selling it, the boyfriend cheated on her, so as revenge she's selling his console. You know, that's none of your business, but if you're selling, you're buying, you are now the owner of it. The people that complain about scalpers are the same one that buy into what's being scalped and inflate the auction pricing. I have never bought from a scalper before. I'm like, is it cute? Nah, it's not that cute. Actually, screw off. Lover quarrel salesman. I used to get my consoles at GameStop. Do you have any good alternatives other than Walmart? Sometimes you can get good deals at Best Buy depending on the sales that they have. I used to recommend Amazon. Except recently there have been Amazon scams, so I cannot in good faith recommend Amazon for any expensive electronics anymore. Because I've seen people get a return product that's vacuum sealed and it's a 3D printed thing of the thing that they bought. That's really expensive. So I would not recommend Amazon in my truest of hearts. But I can tell you something that you can do sometimes. You can check store policy. You bought something. Let's say you bought something for $100. All right, you saved money. You bought something for $100. Oh shit! 2 weeks later, 1 week later, it goes down to $75. What do? You can actually contact the store. Ring ring, hello? This is supposed to be a phone. Hello, this is a big phone. Hello? I bought this a week ago, but now the sales price is cheaper. The receptionist person goes, okay, we can refund the difference. They will have No, they legitimately will do that. If you check your the store policy, for example, they'll be like, we can do refunds or something within 2 weeks or something. You can do that. If they say no tough shit, well, guess what? You can also check their store policy and be like, actually, I'm going to return this and get the new one. Get the new price. Ta-da! Normally, I recommend Walmart does this, Costco does it. For consoles, all right, the person who asked about where do you buy consoles, I can also buy them from Costco. Okay, yeah, pretty much, Costco can have a really good store policy, and sometimes I've seen it happen once, but Amazon automatically refunded me a difference before. I didn't know they had consoles at Costco. Yeah, they do. And they sometimes have bonuses. So, for example, right now, I think the Switch right now, same price, but they offer more. So, for example, they offer you a 1-year membership and a controller. Extra controller. But it's still going to be the same price. You just get more things. So 2 controllers, yeah. I've seen the PS5. Wow, can't write. Okay, it's big box. They have an extra controller. They have like a little thing over here. They have the console, and then the controller, and then a bonus controller right there. Sometimes it includes another free game or whatever. Yeah. One time I saw a guy return a used car battery and they still took it. I don't think I've ever done anything. I've never done a return for Costco because I like their business. Except for when there was like recalls and I bought the recalled stuff. Then I had to return those. And then they like refunded me the price. And I was like, thank you. Is tax evasion one of the strat? I recommend not. But for taxes, I can tell you how to save on taxes without doing tax evasion. Okay? So 1, business expenses. You don't get taxed as much, or you get like a better tax return when the business expense depreciates over time. So you calculate the depreciation, blah 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 blah. Other things that are tax savings to save on taxes: just get married. That's not always the case. You can combine. Business expenses. You can do certain things that I found out now that I'm in VAllure on how to do this. You can actually expense, if you work from home, electricity for the room that you work in. You can also expend like gas, like all that stuff within that like room that you do. Because you do businesses in that room. So, business expenses, save your receipts. Did I spell receipts right? Whatever. Because sometimes the government will be like, can you prove that you pay this much? And they go, And then you go, here is my receipt. There's a second E. Whatever. Here's my receipt to prove that I needed it. Pretty much anything I use on stream or is meant for a stream or will be for a future stream, I write it off as a business expense. Cough the popcorn machine. But remember, business expenses are not free. They are not free as much as people think it is. You just get some money back. Is the 2K mic a business expense? Yes, I did. I did write it as a business expense, actually. And I use it every day. So, yeah, this is the 2K mic. Also, it's not 2K, it was 4K. It was 4K. Hurts! It hurts! But taxes, you can do that. You can even save money by going to Taxman. Please find a legitimate one. If someone is just using TurboTax on your taxes, they are not a reliable person and can actually up your taxes. So if you go to an accountant, you may save some money because the accountant can be like, actually, you qualify for so-and-so. Ooh, you have money for this. Ooh, you can write off this. Things that you don't normally know about, but they are informed about. Ran into an accountant that was literally using ChatGPT and nothing else. It was nuts. Do not go do that person. Do not go do that person. The tax man that I go to, I went to someone that was familiar with online content creation, and I went with someone who had freaking 20 years of experience working for the Canadian tax stuff. So that was all verifiable, so I was like, okay, I trust you with my money. So the taxman, the accountant person can actually save you money, because you might be like, well, actually, I never knew I qualified for that. You know? You can also check this out. Government programs, baby. The government might help you with certain expenses. For example, there are some places that if it's your first time buying a house, they will give you they will subsidize $10,000. Or if you are a first-time homeowner, they might have a first home owner savings. I don't know. You can have a savings account that's government run that is tax-free, and you can put your money in there for your first house. Homeowner! Funny joke there, Mercy. Shut Anyways, I recommend trying to look at government programs because maybe they have something that they can subsidize a big purchase that you may do. If not a government program, there might be a non-profit. If you are below a certain tax bracket, a non-profit may help with some bigger expenses. What is subsidized? It depends on where you live. For example, some places is food, lower income housing. Sometimes it's lower income housing. They have a rent. They have a program that you can rent places for cheaper. Or you can buy a house at a cost that is not on the market. So for example, they have like lower income housing that you can buy. And it's not going to be on the regular market. So it won't be in their like special market. It's a specialty low income house that is meant for people with low income to be able to afford to become a homeowner. Stuff like that. There. So, what else? What else is there? Buying a house won't be cheap, but for example, there's like housing that like might be low income housing and it's like way cheaper than like the average. Of course, you have to be within a certain bracket to qualify. I sometimes qualify. And how else do we save money? I'm just telling you guys all like my little secrets. There's also something I like to use online, which is a price graph. So, Amazon says this is the best price for these like awesome headphones, right? Awesome headphones. Wow. They're saying this is the lowest it's ever been. Is it though? A price graph records. Hold on. Where the hell is it? Okay. It records price history. So, within maybe like it will record the entirety of a price history, and you may notice that like the lowest it's been was in August. You should look out for the same sale price around that time. Or if so that tends to be like the trick. So if you look at the sale history, the price record history, you can see some things whether it's on sale or like the best price that it was before. So for example, if you saw something that's like, oh my gosh, it's $2,000. Oh, but it was $1,500 before. You can see a price spike, you know? Would you like a hug? If you are a snippet, I would love a hug. or if you are a cute girl VTuber. Okay, so Yeah, 10% off the all-time high price classic bait and switch. Bait and switches are technically illegal in Canada. Don't believe them. Don't freaking believe them, okay? So another thing, I feel like this is kind of like going into the psychological of a person's mind. We are now spending... Am I spelling this right? Influencer. Yeah. Let me just tell you something. I hate influencers. Disgusting. Me, being an influencer, I hate specifically a certain genre of influencers. But Mercy, you are an influencer. I sell you a product that I like. And you guys know that I do get money off of it. There have been so many disingenuous influencers. So in the era of influencing nowadays, everything is buy. What do you have? You get hauls. Day in my life. You influenced me to buy a Merbubu. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And some of you didn't, because I know that some of you didn't. Anyways, influencers, buy, hauls, day in my life, makeup routine. This is for the girlies. You do not need to have all these makeups that they're showing, and oftentimes the person who is advertising it is not even using the product. Okay? So oftentimes we see influencers use stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, that looks so handy. I need that in my life. Oh my gosh. That was me before. I will tell you some stories, okay? There's also the FOMO. So the FOMO is also a big pit hole that you fall into. So, with the FOMO, you see people and they're like having fun at like, I don't know, a music festival. You want to go to that? But did that person spend any money going to that music festival? Because the average Joe, you, might have to pay 4 digits for said music festival. But you want to go because so many influencers are there. Or is it? What are you really missing out on? For events, are you scared of crowds? Because I sure am. You get crowds. You only see one side edited of an experience. Have you been to a place where you were like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the greatest thing in my life, and you go there and the event sucks? You're bored. It's not that great. But everyone's doing all these like TikToks and stuff, and it looks so fun. How come I'm not having fun? Because it's curated. It's curated. Edited. Sucks, right? FOMO. To combat FOMO, you really just have to live in the now. Which is focus on your life now. So once you get over the fact that FOMO is thing, but for example, if you really want to like go to Coachella, right? But you don't have money right now, and you want to go to Coachella so badly. Second rule of saving money: wait. Wait. Wait for you to save up the cash, and then you can go. So you are constantly being bombarded all the time with merch. Short form, film stuff, film. Can I even call it film? Short form media that will bombard you to buy. Save now. Oh my gosh. Come with me to this brand new opening of this luxurious store that you cannot afford to go to. I am so grateful for being there. Check out this brand new shop. Wow, so yummy. So yummy. Only $19.99 and your soul. So, don't listen to influencers. They are liars. Liars. Okay? I recently watched a video, and this girl is begging to be influenced. And she's begging to be influenced. She's like, any brand, take me to Coachella. Okay? She goes, she says, any brand. So, I think the brand Urban Decay, which I don't feel like supporting them anymore, was bit and said, okay, we'll take you to Coachella. This freaking bitch does the promo, says, I've never used Urban Decay in my life. Now my skin is so flawless. I've never used this. I've found such a beautiful foundation, the perfect foundation for me. For one, she said any brands. 2, if she hasn't used it for a long time, how can she be guaranteed that she'll love this item? And if you check out future Get Ready With Me's, you notice a lack of said product that they were so obsessed about. Because it's another brand instead. So don't trust influencers. The only time I'll ever take an influencer is if they have a coupon code. If they have a coupon code, all right, I don't care about you, but I'm taking your coupon. Yoink. Teach me, senpai. Oh, you want to learn the ways of the money? My first 2 rules. Don't spend. And wait. These are like my number 1 rules. Don't spend. Wait. But there are other ways that I've also put in on how to save money for things. Sometimes, if you scour around, you can go like Craigslist or something, and then you can find someone who has an ad up for something, and you're like, ooh, I can get it for so-and-so price. For example, you know the Pilates trend, guys? Do you guys remember Pilates? You like Pilates? Pilates. Oh, fuck, I can't spell. Pilates. There you go. You know that? You guys know Pilates? right, trendy exercise, right? Hype, then dies down. And is that exercise? Yeah, it's exercise. So if you get the hype and then it dies down, guess what people are gonna do? They're gonna send. They're gonna regret. They don't like Pilates, and they spent so much money on Pilates, so they're gonna sell their Pilates reformer for used, for a good price. So if you need something like a treadmill, wow, treadmill. Usually, January, people have their New Year's resolution. Wait a couple months. March. Ooh, treadmills are on sale. Somebody is trying to get rid of their treadmill. But I need it for my resolution. Walk. Okay. You can get this a lot during hobby seasons as well. You can notice trends. If you are like a trend finding person, trends will die. And things will go on sale. Let me guarantee you, right now, Labubu's, they are slightly dying. They are on sale for... So I've seen Labubu's, like the price used to be like $150. It went down to $60. Goodbye, Labubu's. So if you really want a Labubu or something like that, they go down. The sudden surge of secondhand guitars being on sale after the Bochi boom. Exactly. Funko Pops dying. I've seen Funko Pops for $1 because it's overconsumption. If you like Funko Pops, if you're really into it, they're pretty cheap now. People are trying to get rid of it. Wait, was there a Bochi boom even in the West? I can tell you, like, a bunch of my friends got into guitars. Some of them kept at it. Some of them did not. But yeah, pretty much after the Bochi boom, I remember some of my friends were like, I'm gonna learn guitar now. Oh my gosh, if Bochi can do it, I can do it. Then they learned how hard guitar is. So yeah, it's really hard. So usually trends will die. I will tell you right now, trends always die. If you wanted that cute plush that you've always wanted, sale. Wait for a sale. You got like a console that you've always wanted. If you're able to wait, it will eventually go on sale. That was supposed to be an Xbox. So, saving, let's do for the future. Okay, here is kind of my final lesson to you before I probably rant. Saving for the future. You know you want something in the future. For example, right now, I really want the dang Steam frame. and the Steam machine. I really want those. Right? I really, really, really want those. You can do a rough estimate of how much it will cost. So if you do a rough estimate of how much things will cost, let's just say we're used to PC prices, but clearly this is a console, even though it acts as a PC. For the Steam machine, the GameCube, estimated maybe 1,500, right? And if you want it at launch, oops, sorry, at this time, you should be saving. At this point, you should be saving. How do you save for something you really want? You may ask. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, this might be a little rough, but stay with me. You may have to delay the instant gratification and kind of you have to be okay with FOMO. There are some perks for delaying things, and there are some perks that are not delaying things. So if you delay things, one, bugs, like their newest version, they might stop assembly and fix things that are like bugs and defects, right? You skip that. And other delays may go on sale. Like maybe one day they'll be like, oh, here's a special Steam sale specifically for these stuff. The bad things about delay, though, is that there's a couple things. Now that the population's bigger and have more access to things, the delay may cause lack of inventory. But luckily, a lack of inventory means there's a demand, which means they're going to up production. Which means in a certain amount of time, now that COVID's over, during COVID, it was a brutal time. So during COVID, there was a lot of lack of production because things were slowing down. But now that there's not really much, unless like, I don't know, measles or mumps are coming back, then you could have that issue. It also could mean price scalpers. I'm pretty sure if they make enough, they can unscalp it. I promise you that. But if you want to buy it at launch, here's some tips that I can give you guys to buy at launch. Save now. You will have to put... Hold on, I need a calculator, damn it. I need a calculator. Okay, when is it set to launch? In the new year? How much do you have to save per week in order to buy it at launch? No date yet. Okay, well, generously, let's just say you save, it's like next year, this time. Maybe you save $150 per month, and then you can probably afford it. Or like $70 per week. If you guys do like weekly income stuff, you can save that up. Save now so you can get at launch. That looks like a PP. I'm trying to draw a thumbs up. Yeah. It's a thumbs up. They haven't announced the price yet. I'm assuming it's gonna be like $1,000. Okay. So save now. Other things you have is that you might have hidden money. As in, check your cash backs. Check bags. Check maybe birthday money or tax stuff that you haven't put in the bank yet. Like maybe you got a little thing from the government, a little check from the government, and you're like, oh, I forgot to deposit this. Or check your bag, see if you have extra money there. Check your cash back if you have any money in your cash back cards. You might have some hidden cash somewhere. Other one is sell your stuff. You're maybe at this time you're like, oh man, you know what? I no longer want my PS5. No, PS5, no, it's gone. You can sell it. Or if you're like, okay, I'm done this hobby. Your hobby might be an expensive hobby. Golfing. If you don't want to do golf anymore, sell it. If you notice, like, things have been piling up, you don't like this figure, you don't like your games as much anymore, sell. Sell! Sell. But, how do you sell to the highest person? How do you sell your stuff? Well, Craigslist is a great idea, and Facebook Marketplace will probably yield better results. Or, you can go to a store. Yay! And they may have a buyback. Or a buy-sell policy. So this can be like cameras. Cameras are very known for this. Laptops. I wouldn't recommend anything if they're like, oh, here's like the policy, like for example, Apple. You're gonna get ripped off. Like they're like, oh, bring it back program. They're gonna give you only like $25 for your like $2,000 iPad. So, if there are 2 points for a buyback, or you can do what I call what is called consignment. So consignment sales are basically you sell it at a certain price. The money goes to you, but the store gets a certain percentage of it. Say 10%. They're not buying it from you, they're selling it for you. And you can actually make some pretty good money using consignments. So, for example, if you have a bunch of clothes, check if there's like, you know, consignment stores, right? And then you can have some money going to you have a bunch of clothes you don't wear, you can bring it to a consignment store, they sell it for you at the price that they choose. You go back there, if some of your stuff has been sold, you get some money back. Consignment, yeah. You guys don't know consignment? That's another way to that I used to do money stuff. You guys have never heard of that before? Well, now you know! But now you know. They sell it for you. And then they take a certain percentage of it. It's like, basically, there's certain consignment stores. It's like a secondhand shop, but that's you, the individual, is selling it. And you are kind of like renting space from a store, consignment store, to pay for it. They take a percentage of what was sold and if it's sold. And yeah, it's pretty good. Do they only do this for clothes? They do this for cameras, electronics, sometimes cars, luxury goods. There's also stores that, like, and there's other ways to, like, make a little bit of money on the side. Excuse me. It sounds like something I've seen in Akihabara. Yeah, Akihabara does this a lot. So, you bring it into a store, they sell it for you, they take a percentage of that sale, and basically it's you selling it, they give you the money when you come in and if your item has been sold. Are you guys, is this new to you guys? It's like a pawn shop, except for the pawn shop is, like, if you go to a pawn shop, they buy it outright, right? They buy it outright. But if it's a consignment, it's a contract. It's a contract. We'll sell it for you. We'll sell it on your behalf for this amount. It's pretty much proxy selling, yeah. They call it consignment here. Yippee! At least in the circles that I'm in. I looked it up in my area and it's mostly for clothes and furniture. Well, if you got lots of clothes, and I do know, like, nowadays people have lots of clothes nowadays. Yes. You can probably save some money there. So, that is saving for the future. And if you do what I call savings, if you do the money stuff where it's pay yourself first, you'll be able to save some money to buy some random stuff that you've always wanted. Or you can wait, like you always do, to get what you want. I guarantee you, almost everything goes on sale. Whether secondhand or like by the store itself. Excuse me. And that is Mercy Modiste saving money lesson. Pachi, 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 pachi. Also, don't listen to Black Friday prices. I checked the prices recently for Black Friday, and I was like, this was the regular price, but you just put down like 10% off, even though this was the regular price. Seen a lot on Amazon, actually. What about Cyber Monday? You're cybering Monday? Yeah, this is why I started to track Amazon sales. Exactly. Track like the price tracker. It's pretty good. Been a while for a long time in the Mercy Modiste Tumblr. Use code Mercy. Yeah, use code Mercy for 10% off your Gamer Subs order. Boo! Why are you booing me? I'm right! Is there any questions? Anything else that you guys want to talk about? Sorry for coughing. I'm dehydrated. And I ran out of water. Yeah, I'm gonna type it in a bit. Okay. While you're typing, I'm gonna go BRB because I'm thirsty and I need some water. Okay, I have water. I ran out of water bottles, actually. Okay. That taxman bit earlier, I don't know if it's dumb to ask, but how do you find the right taxman for your job? I don't know an accountant familiar with what a VTuber or freelance artist does and could help out. Well, there are specialties. And basically all you have to do is ask. Or have referrals. So for me, because of, thank you for the 20 tippy whippy. Thanks for the tip, Mercy. I feel like I'm saving money already. Thank you, the bald eagle. Okay, let me explain a little bit. So how to find an accountant that works for you, right? So for me, my work involves YouTube. I found the accountant by simply searching up accountant content creator. I found someone who was familiar with content creation and worked with YouTubers before. So that's how I found someone who specialized in things that I do, right? So there's another one. Usually, find someone. Oops. Sometimes it can be listed under entertainment. So if your career is in entertainment, most likely the person, the accountant, if they specialize or are familiar with the entertainment industry, they may know a lot about accounting. Did you go through a couple accountants, or did you hit a good one on first try? What I did for my accountant, it took a couple of tries. Was that the reason why it's a couple of tries is that the person who I first you call. You call them, and then you have a meeting. So this meeting is free of charge. It's usually consultation. Seeing what they can do with you. The first meeting, no good. I asked the person how they can help me navigate the field. They knew nothing. They knew nothing. They didn't even know what to expect. So that was kind of useless. The second one was a second issue, second person. I hate to say this, and this may sound like really racist, but they had a really heavy accent that I could not understand. So I found that to be, the communication wasn't really there, you know? Their clientele was for their own culture. So I was having trouble, and then I found this third one who knew what they were talking about. Knew what they were talking about. So that's why I decided to go with that person. Honestly, it takes a few meetings to do it. Like, I basically, you just go to them, you ask them about your tax questions. If they know what the hell they're talking about, you'll know right away, because they won't go, actually, maybe this, they'll just tell you straight up what to expect. And so for the reason why I go to a taxman is because VAllure is not Canadian. So I'm on an international... I am technically also freelance, but contract. Shut up. I'm being paid, but through YouTube, but it goes through VAllure to me, which means it goes from USA to Australia to Canada. So I went with the taxman because this is a little complicated. And not only do I have VAllure with that, I also have to calculate a few other things. So for example, we have to calculate a couple of other things. So, one, blue site. Blue site has its, this is all self-run. This is all self-run. And for Canadians, they don't give you a tax sheet. So you kind of have to calculate that yourself. Twitter? No, like other blue site. Hi, Mila. Wait, would you mean one accountant? I need one accountant. One accountant who can help me navigate all these sources of income. I don't do blue site anymore. I might in the future. But, because you have multiple streams of income. So, for example, blue site, Patreon, YouTube, Merch. Throne. Sometimes you don't know. Some places also consider gifts as taxable. So all of this complicates everything. It's not like a one salary thing. So if you get like a very clean salary, you're pretty good. But since Canada doesn't though, right? I don't think they do, but I think certain things are. So like you can't, like certain things are taxable. If you get money to buy the thing, it might be taxable. You know what I'm saying? So you need one accountant plus their team to help you navigate all of them. Which is why it gets a little confusing and gets a little bit, it's like frustrating, right? Because you're trying to navigate all this, but you have so much sources of income. I've been lurking, and this might be the most invested I've ever been on a stream. I love it. I love you too, Miwa. Thank you. But you definitely need one single taxman for all of this. I don't think I know anyone who has more than one, unless it's like more than one, but it's like a family. So like, for example, parents have like a different accountant, and then you have a different accountant. Makes sense? So it can get really confusing. That's why I hire a taxman. I hire a tax person. I saw... Do you always think about saving day to day or only think about it for big expenses? I save every day and I don't think about it because my bank... my bank automatically deposits a part of my paycheck into savings. I automate that shit. Sorry, I meant to mute, but I ended up hitting the censor button instead. Oopsies. Are you okay? I'm just super dehydrated. There's like no freaking water in my house right now. Okay, I saw a question about food. How to save on food. Okay, first off, if food is too expensive at a certain grocery store, change grocers. So, for example, there's a bougie, like a super bougie, grocery store here that's very common. They're really expensive. So I end up going into, other dumpster dive. I wouldn't recommend that. There are a few things to save food, on money. So, for example, I go to a certain grocery chain. 2 grocery chains. So I use Costco. And I use a local Canadian one. Yippee! So the Costco, you save money. And they have their cashback credit card. So you get, and if you buy from Costco, you get more cash back. Dumpster dive is only sometimes. For the other Canadian one, they have a card. It kind of like, they scan the card every time. A loyalty card, and you can get money back from there. So I usually do those 2. There are also discounts. There's also discount stores for food. So this is gonna sound really sketchy, but some stores sell expired or almost expired food. So these are at a significant markdown for obvious reasons. Another way I save on food is sometimes are sometimes free stuff. So for free food, at the end of the day, some stores will give away their leftovers. Or they might have a service where you can buy leftovers. And sometimes the leftovers you pay like maybe $10 for $50 worth of food. So you can do that. There's also, I wouldn't recommend this, but my friend has done this. And I think they might have cracked down on it, but you know those food delivery services? This bitch! Oh my god, this bitch! This bitch! Okay, this is kind of like illegal, and I will tell you not to do this, but this is what she did. She'd make they do free trials. So you get like, try it for like a week, okay? Then she cancels the free trial and then makes a new email. And then does the free trial again. They didn't record the address at that time. But she did it. I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't even think it would work for her, but it did. Oh my god. She's the reason for the crackdown? Maybe she in jail? No, she's not in jail, but they definitely like they definitely probably stopped doing that, but that's what she did. Hey there, I just wanted to pop in and say thank you for this financial lesson. I hope you have an awesome day today. Thank you. I'm glad you like it somehow. Okay, so for food, I've been here before. When I was a young baby, we relied on donations. So, for example, I think when I was a wee little baby, like toddler, basically, there was a food bank, and I was able to get some food from the food bank at that time because my parents at that time were just settling in. They were immigrants, and so refugees. They were refugees, and they needed some food, and since I was a baby, obviously people kind of treat you a little better if you have kids and babies, right? So they were able to get food for the family that way. At least food for me. Okay, so other times for food. Once again, apps. The apps for fast food places, sometimes they will have exclusive discounts, exclusive deals, but also they might have points. And then the points pay for, and then you can get like points and it'll pay for certain meals. A lot of school do food drives too, yeah. There's also, to save money on food, obviously you buy kind of like at a higher price for the ingredients, but but it makes like, I don't know, like 20 meals, right? Not $20, sorry. They make like 20 meals. Right? So like you buy like kind of like a bunch of like sandwiches, right? Sandwich supplies, and then you have enough to make like 20 sandwiches, right? It just dies over. There's also buying in bulk. Yeah, you can buy in bulk as well. If you have a big family, I recommend buying in bulk. If you have a small family, not really. You can also check out local food places. I find that like some local places are like way cheaper than you think it is. So yeah, making leftovers go brr. Wait, must have been hard when you were allergic to eggs. I was like in the hospital all the time when I was a kid. So, luckily, healthcare is free, so my parents weren't charged for me being hospitalized all the time. But yeah, baby food was a big issue, because my parents said that like, I couldn't eat baby food because there was eggs in them, so. But yeah, how's the potato intolerance? Please say false alarm. I'm still gonna test it, but I really do feel like I maybe have like a bit of a potato intolerance. Maybe. Anyways, the healthcare system saved me a lot. Mercy is egg allergy free now? No. No. I think that's a for life thing. Let's see. Potatoes I might have an intolerance for. For food though. There's lots of food everywhere. If you have like a dollar store. Dollar? Lar? Oh my gosh, I can't spell anymore! Dollar! There we go. Yeah, dollar. Okay, so dollar stores discount food. So there's a chain here called Dollarama. I think every province has it. Brands specifically make like food for Dollarama. And then so they make specific food for Dollarama. So like usually it's like Chef Boyardee and it's like a discount. So like it's like $1. And then like I don't know if Dollar Tree, like I think that's the American Dollar Tree. I don't know if they do groceries, but like yeah. The dollar store can also have some groceries. So yeah, that's how you save money on food. At least to my knowledge. Sometimes you can get coupons as well. Coupons. Yeah, I love coupons. Mostly junk over here. I've seen like canned foods and like instant ramen and stuff. HEB in Texas is a wallet saver. I have no idea what that is. What does HEB stand for? Heb. Couple of dollar stores in North America. Not really groceries, but like canned food and stuff. Yeah, not produce usually. They tried to sell produce, but I think it was like bad. Anyways, I recommend Walmart if you need something quick. Usually Walmart has like really good prices. That's why everyone buys it. Discount produce sounds scary. Yeah, it was. HEB in Mexico is expensive as fuck. Oh my gosh, how many Mexicans are here? Hola! Is it okay if I share my Ibotta code? What the hell is an Ibotta? This... Hola, mi amigos! Rojo. Sorry. That's like the only word I know. I know. Rojo casa. Latina confirmed. Nice. I'm not. Rojo casa. Thanks, Dora the Explorer. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Wait, is that where's the library? It's a cashback app. Sometimes you can buy something and get cash back, making it essentially free. Is that an American app? You're so fluent. Swipe or no swiping. Swipe or no swiping. Ah, man. Okay. I guess you can share your code, but like I won't guarantee anyone will use it. Will there's no like guarantee, if that makes sense. So if you wanna like support each other, you totally can. I guess. If it's a link, you cannot send a link though. It has to be like a code. Ibotta doesn't operate in Canada. It doesn't matter to me. I also, oh yeah, Canadians. Canada savings dial. You can use Rakuten, which also does a little bit of cash back. But it's a lot like honey, so just be warned that it will replace, you know, they are the final thing. And then there's Canadian, hold on, let me Google this real quick to make sure I got the right name. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. I gotta redo this. Okay, it's called Great Canadian Rebates. And it's exactly what it is. It's rebates. So I use this as well. And also, I recommend to find, like, better deals if you're, like, Canadian, like, moi. There's also, freebies and stuff so that you can find through, I think it's called Smart Canucks and Red Flag deals. Does the site work? You sign up and then you buy things through their link and then they give you cash back. Or they give you like rebates and then you send it to the company. So yeah, pretty easy stuff, right? And in Canada, if you have Give me a second. There are certain banks that give you bonuses. So Scotia Bank works with Cineplex for their like cards and their Cineplex point cards. So if you spend money, you get more points for Cineplex points. And also, there's other banks that do stuff too. I think you can get discounts from like your service provider. They may offer you exclusive, exclusive quote unquote partnership deals. So for your oh geez, what was it called? So for your phone, your service provider may also do like exclusive deals for you. Virgin Mobile. Yeah, like Virgin Mobile, I think. And Scene also does groceries. Yeah, there you go. So those are some ways that are exclusive to Canada. Yippee! Canada. Scene also does traveling. Okay. Well, anyways, also in Canada, I will say this: American Express is kind of new to the game. I say that like they've been here for like over 10 years. They also have good points. They also have good points. New. A lot of places still don't accept Air Max. Yeah, that's the only issue with it. But they have really good points. They have really good points, and I think depending on the bank, I think like Tangerine has a really good cashback credit card as well. Haven't they been around for like 30 years? Oh shit, am I confusing them right now? Hold on. They have like this card called the Cobalt. Maybe that's new. I use this one. Maybe that one's the new one. Anyways, it's got a really good point system. You're telling me a Tangerine can handle my money? Yeah. Yeah, and I think like if you do like stuff, I think RBC, Royal Bank of Canada has other stuff. There's a lot of banks, okay? So yeah, 3% interest cash back. Interest? Oh, yeah, for the cash. For a second there, I was like, interest on the things that on the money you borrowed? Oh yeah! One more thing to up your credit score. Here's like a credit score lesson as well. Checking it sometimes will bring it down, but if you want good credit, you gotta pay when you get your bill, okay? When you get the bill. Thank you, Sir Preyas, for the 10 gifty membies. Thank you. Nice. Okay, so you gotta pay when they send you the balance. So after that, your score should be fine. Because if you pay too early, it's gonna be before, and you won't have a credit score. But if you pay after the balance, and then they say you have to pay it, you get your credit score go up. Yeah. Things that might shock for the credit score. Pretty much closing credit card accounts might affect it, as well as checking your score a little too often might affect it as well. For credit score, usually it's based off of like your payback history, you know? I recommend if you want like a good credit score to like have like automatic payments on. Automatic payments and oftentimes for my my like everyday bill, like my electricity bill, my my water bill and stuff like that, I put it through a credit card so I can build up my credit and still pay it back. Checking it harms it? Like, some places do. And, like, they're like, oh, this person's always checking their credit. Credit score down. So, yeah. Essentially, credit cards are borrowed money. Make sure you pay it back. I often actually use credit cards for a lot of my like everyday purchases because it delays the payments a little bit, and I also get points. I get points and cash back. Note that some utilities will charge you 3% or so extra if you put it on a card instead of a bank transfer. It depends on your who you go with, but the ones I go with, they don't. So, delays, points, cashback. Credit scores are a scam, aren't they? You get better offers on loans. You need a credit score if you need to get a phone. Like, basically, to get a car, you need a good credit score. To get a cell phone, you need a good credit score. To get, basically, anything, you need a good... That is, like, a high amount of money. You need a credit score. I remember being rejected from a cell phone company because I did not have a good enough credit score. Mind you, I was 16 at the time. They are a scam, but we live in a society. I was 16 and I was not allowed to have my own phone. So it had to go through my parents because apparently I didn't have a good enough credit score. Phones, you can do outright and do prepaid, but also if you want to buy the internet, you will need a credit score. Things cost money. I hate it. I hate that things cost money. We live in a society. So yeah. But yeah, I also like credit cards because if someone scammed me, I can call them and they be like, okay, cancel. Does that make sense? Do kids all have cell phone nowadays? I've seen a little kid have like the newest iPad Pro, so probably. Because if I get ripped off on my cash is just gone, right? There's no free fun on that. But if I can like prove like, oh, these bitches like rip me off, you know? Like, for example, I've had a place where it, like, charged me twice. My credit card flagged it and then canceled one of it. Done. So, yeah, reasons why you can use a credit card and why you can't. There are new things that are out right now, called, sorry, this is longer than I thought. Klarna and like, kind of like, buy now, pay later. Don't do that. The buy now, pay later stuff puts you into a sinkhole. I've seen people spend so much and then find out, and then they get their bill back from they get their bill back and they're asking to like, hey, the company's like, hey, pay us back. And they're screwed. They're screwed. They can't pay it back. Okay? This is just a scam to basically make you buy things now. So I've seen a lot of people use it for like Sephora and all these like other stores. I don't recommend it. The only times I ever think about pay now, buy later would be mattresses and higher expenses. Because buy now, pay later, you can do monthly payments. So the monthly payments, you just have to make sure that it's actually like 0%, 0% interest and stuff, and then you can pay things over time. Why would you want to pay things over time? Maybe you don't have the money now, or it's a big amount of cash. Letting go. Yeah, APR, if it's like 0%. 0% APR. Make sure it's really 0%. And for how long? Because their 0% APR might be only like 1 month. Which is a scam. Or I prefer 12 months. 12 months or 6 months is fine. So like, for example, my mattresses costed me freaking like $2,000. And so I'm dividing that into 12 months. 0% APR. I pay monthly because $2,000 is a lot of money. A lot of money right off the bat, you know? And it's like, yeah, it's bad. So, for example, if it's like a big expense, I don't mind doing like the monthly payments. My first big expense, the one that I did like the monthly payments for the 0% APR, was my first big girl purchase when I first got into VAllure to like treat myself was a hairdryer. It was a hairdryer. It was kind of an expensive one. It was the Dyson one. It was the Dyson hairdryer. I paid that 0% APR when I got the message saying you paid off. Congratulations, you paid it off. I'm like, yay. Was it worth it? Actually, for my hair, yes. I'm not sponsored. For my hair, it was it's because my hair is really thick, like extremely thick, and also oily. My hairdresser actually said you need to hair dry it so it dries out your hair, bitch. So yeah, I needed that heat damage, baby. to have healthy hair. Also, it dries it really fast. I used to have this like old like hair dryer that like my sister gave me, and it works. It just takes way too damn long. It takes way too damn long. But anyways, that was like my big girl purchase, other than like a car when I was like 16. No. Yeah, 16. Another money saving tip: become cute anime girl on the internet and put things on their own. Shameful. Yeah, yep. Usually I put things on there where I'm like, I don't want to pay this by myself. It also acts like kind of like a wish list. It's very shameful. I admit it's very shameful for me to do. Sell out. There's a reason why it's not been updated in a while. And also, I spent a lot of money recently, too, so. It's one of those things you really don't need, but it's nice to have, like a face wash or a stand mixer or a rice cooker. A rice cooker is a needed thing, okay? If you are an Asian household, you need a rice cooker, okay? This is important. Okay. Okay, the two, like, 3 things I feel like it's like a kind of a must is a kettle and a rice cooker and an air fryer. An air fryer, really? It's been really handy, okay? It toasts things. It bakes things. Imagine not owning an air fryer. Clearly, you haven't owned an air fryer. Is a rice cooker better somehow? It's faster, and it's guaranteed fluffiness every time. You just pour it in, pour in some water, done. But yeah, I think those are like the, that's like my main ones, but yeah, a kettle is fine too. It's fast and reliable. It will give you perfect rice every time. And you don't think about it either. And also, it also has a keep warm thing, so like you can keep your rice warm for like hours. So you can go back down and be like, cooked rice, and you pull it out. It's got a keep warm function. So you can leave your rice in the rice cooker, and like, you know, yeah. Toasters are great too, but you can also like toast with an air fryer. So those are like my 3 things. Like normally I'd be like, yeah, toaster, oven, you know, like all that stuff, but yeah. Some rice cookers have add-ons that also steam other food at the same time. Okay, my parents are diehards of the, is it the one pot? The slow cooker. Like my parents like really love one pots, and I had to wait. And when I got the one pot, I had to like use my like discounts. Like I when I went to buy it, I had to like use so much discounts on it. I still had like store credits. I bought mine at Hudson's Bay, and I had like freaking like $500 worth of points. Instant pot. Yeah, Instant Pot. Sorry, Instant Pot. Yeah, my parents love this thing. What rice cooker brand would you recommend? Tiger. Or hold on, let me check. Rice cooker. There's a very specific one that my parents always buy. It's the one with the pink flowers on the side. Yeah, it's tiger. My parents will never not let me buy this tiger one. So it has like pink flowers and flowers on the side. Like, I'm sorry, it's like non-negotiable. It has to have these like flowers. Always buy you had multiple? Yeah. Like one time it was like a gift and the other time was like a was we needed a bigger one. Hold on, let me see if I can find the rice cooker. Oh, not that one. That one. Specifically, it's like this one. This is the one my parents are like, it has to be this one. This is the one my parents are like, you must get this one. Excuse me. Is that normal size? I think this is a family size one. So it's a bit bigger. I think you're able to like make bread and stuff in this as well. I've seen people had some. But yeah, we had to buy a bigger one because my parents love eating rice. I also like eating rice. My doctor told me to stop eating rice. Had a bit of an argument with my parents about that one. Anyways, yeah, tiger. Wait, why? Rice, sugar bad. Sugar bad. Consume not white rice. Try to consume like brown rice or whole grain stuff. Okay, so yeah. But the sushi. Yeah. Did I ever tell you guys I've been like mostly eating sashimi recently. Brown rice, yummy though. I like brown rice, just that the way my mom makes it isn't great. It's like really hard. I don't know why she makes it kind of weird. Her like regular white rice is fine, but like when it comes to like the brown rice, I don't know why it's like freaking hard and kernel-like. I'm like, what are you doing? I can't really say anything though, because, well, it's my mom, right? And then she kicks me out of the kitchen. So yeah. So yeah, yeah. And they're like, Anyways, that's like just me, but any other questions before like I run and actually like try to hydrate and find water? Any other question? Feel free. I'll answer almost anything. Almost. Hope you're feeling better. Well, I try. I'm gonna go hydrate. I feel like my throat is really sore. What water brand? Tap. Tap water. I need to like filtrate it. My favorite. You sound a little better every time I hear you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I hope I'm going to come back better than ever. Yesterday I like threw up and stuff, so Mercy help, not the greatest in the world. Okay, thanks everyone for joining me today. Hope you guys learned a lot about like money and stuff, and I hope I taught you how to save money in a healthy way. Remember that like influencers who try to like force you to buy things. We're in a time where like there's nothing but consumption. So the best way to probably save money is to not really go into that cycle. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Scream for mercy. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever. Anyways, bye.